I'll tell you what, the first thing I think would be good to hear from you in terms of behaviors, emotions, thoughts, feelings. What was that like? What were the struggles?
Yeah, for sure. I would say really like 10 years from being the age of 17 to 27, just drink, being a really social person, being the instigator of social events, and just that going hand in hand with taking lots of cocaine. I've never been someone that kind of does it on a day-to-day basis or does it when I'm sober, but I just realized that alcohol is the root cause of taking cocaine. And then going back to your question, kind of with feelings and thoughts, I just have no productivity. I just be really lazy, eating bad food, spending loads of money, debt, overdrafts. But I just always find the money to drink and buy cocaine. And it's just soul destroying and so self-destructive. I'd let clients down in a private business that I have. I'd call in sick to work. I just knew like that needed to stop.
Yeah, very, very relatable. And I guess what was it about me or our social media or anything like that? What was it that made you gravitate towards us?
My initial thing was I was just doom scrolling on TikTok and Chris, one of the coaches, just popped up and it was a video about what cocaine does to you. I had no interest in stopping drinking. I didn't really care. I just thought, oh, another one of these people on social media that tries to get everyone to stop drinking. But actually, deep inside, I knew that I needed to make this change. So I clicked on his profile, had a scroll through, and I was like, I can really resonate with a lot of the things he's saying. And I felt quite connected with Chris just from looking with his social media. Then went to his Instagram. I just messaged him and I was like, I didn't really know what I was doing, to be honest. I just messaged him. I can't remember what I said, but I reached out anyway. We had a bit of a chat and he basically left it and said, take a look at our website, mate, book a call. And I left it for about 3 to 4 weeks, maybe, just sitting on it in my head. Those devils just talking to me saying, go and book that call. I then, funnily enough, got on it again over the weekend. I was on a bit of a come down, had a chat with my girlfriend, who I'm really open and honest with, and we just had a chat like this needs to stop. And that light bulb flipped up like, oh yeah, I was speaking to that guy the other day who helps people get sober. And I just thought, I'm booking a call. And I just went straight on the website, booked the call, and now I'm on the trial. And I feel completely different. And I haven't drank any booze or taken any cocaine, which is brilliant.
That's the win, right? Well done, buddy. What was it like when you first joined? What's that feeling? What were the thoughts? What were the impressions that you got from the trail?
Initially, horrendously nervous to even get on the call. But as soon as you're on, it's like everything, all of those nervous thoughts, all of those anxious thoughts just disappear out of your body. Chris made me feel really comfortable. And it's just, I felt so, so safe to just open up to everything I was feeling and yeah, just get it all out on the table. And then yeah, he kind of just took me through everything, what the trial was about, let me have a little look on the app, offered if I wanted to speak to anyone in the group who's actually on the trial. And then yeah, he kind of just went through some of the payment options. I actually left the call. I didn't take it there and then. I left the call and said I wanted to get back to him. 5 minutes after, I messaged him and said, send me the link. Let's go. I just knew this was the right thing to do. There was no other option to me. I have to do this. I've tried so many times on my own. I've lied to myself so many times. I've let so many people down, including myself. And I just knew this community and trial was what I needed to do to get myself out of this 10-year rut.
And you said, you've tried several things before. What was different about this to what you've tried in the past?
In all honesty, it's leaning on people, it's leaning on the community that's there, and it's knowing what I really like is the coaches on the trial, they've been there and done it. It's not like they've just done a few courses in talking to people and how to get people sober and these weird and wonderful ways. They've actually been there at rock bottom. They can understand fully what you're saying. They've been in the same situation as you. That really holds me with so much like fulfillment that they understand me from my root. But yeah, it's my main thing is just a community. It's weird. I can't really explain it, but you just know you've got people there that understand you with no judgment. No matter what you say or do in those group chats, on the calls, there's no judgment. Everyone is there for you. It holds me accountable, which I like. all of those thoughts and like odd things you do when you're drinking alcohol or taking substances, you then, when before you're on the trial, you feel like you're the only person in the world that does these things. Then, as soon as you get on calls and in the groups, you quickly realize that there are so many other people that are just like you and that are ready to make that amazing change.
It's inspiring. What does the future look like for you now? Now that you've started this, how does it feel thinking about the future?
I'm sat here and I can feel like that warm, fuzzy feeling, like that warm, fuzzy, excited feeling that I'm not going to be in debt. I'm going to have good, positive money in my bank account. I'm going to wake up happy, fresh, and sober every single day for the rest of my life. I'm going to just get rid of all of that anxiety, the paranoia, the endless hangovers. The list is endless of the amount of things that I'm about to erase from my life. And the list is also endless on how much I'm going to be successful with work, my university degree, my private clinic. Like, I just feel like my life is starting to now elevate in all aspects.
It's exciting, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And, usually when we do this, we look back and sometimes we can think, oh, I wish I'd done this sooner. I wish I'd taken action sooner. And there's going to be people that I'm going to speak to and Chris is going to speak to, and they're going to be faced with the same decision that you were faced with. But the difference is you took action. You took action, you're part of the trail, and you're getting out of it. Imagine there's a guy who's listening to this now who got all the way to that point and went, oh, let me think about it. Let me have a think about that. What would you say to that guy?
I'm going to put this really simply. Something you learn on the trail is there is no time like the present. Don't wait till Monday. Don't wait till the start of the month. Don't wait until tomorrow morning. You're thinking about it now. Use the present thought and action that with 100% confidence.
It's a great way to put it. Anything else you want to say about the trail? Any highlights?
Extremely welcoming. I'm at the start of my journey. I'm only a week in to the trail and it is extremely welcoming and it makes you feel very safe. And I appreciate that so much.
That's what we're here for, man. You're an amazing addition to the community. You are part of the community now, and it's a pleasure to have you here. And I have no doubt with the way in which you have started this, you are going to be incredibly successful in here. I can tell you that already.
Cheers, Will. Appreciate it. There's so many people out there, and like even I've got friends that I know they won't admit it, but I have friends that will be in exactly the same situation. You can see it in their faces. You can tell, when you're on the other side, you know how they're feeling. They would benefit from it. But it's just understanding that step is the best thing you'll do in your life.
Love to hear it, buddy.